interrupted Mark's lunch, and I apologize for that.
As you should.
As I should, thanks. Everybody set? I had the chance, and just a couple of brief remarks. I certainly don't want to take away from the questions that may be asked. I had the chance and the good fortune to come across a blog and watch the comments of Chairman Bennett that he provided at 11 o'clock this morning in response to the budget that was introduced just earlier this week, I think it has been, by Governor Kasich. It's an interesting role reversal for Ohio Republicans and where they find themselves today. After decades of slandering taxes, now they're in the uncomfortable political position to support John Kasich's thousands of new sales taxes. Whether you're out for the weekend with your family or headed to Cedar Point or Kings Island, paying for a relative's funeral, Governor Kasich's got a new tax for that. Kasich's proposal creates more than $2.6 billion in new taxes on products working and middle-class Ohioans depend on in order to give massive Bush-like tax cuts to the wealthiest among us, his super wealthy and well-connected political friends. Make no mistake, this budget shifts the tax burden in Ohio away from the super wealthy and Kasich's political contributors directly onto the shoulders, more and more so onto the shoulders of regular working-class Ohioans. And this morning, during a press conference with Bob Bennett, the chairman of the Ohio Republican Party, Republicans showed they don't know how to justify these new taxes. The rhetorical dancing around the words endorsed in support leave some of us, our jaws agape. And Bennett refused to clearly endorse the Kasich budget because he knows the governor's got a real problem, a significant problem. Much to Bob Bennett's chagrin, Democrats are glad John Kasich is finally supporting President Obama's expansion of Medicaid. But it appears he has a problem now with his own party because it's been John Kasich who spent the better part of the last 2 years demonizing the expansion of health care opportunities that President Obama has championed. It's been Governor Kasich who had said, famously so in 2009, that he was in the Tea Party before there was a Tea Party. He's got some splaining to do. Back to taxes. We've heard these empty promises of prosperity before, but the last time Ohioans gave billions of dollars in handouts to businesses and the wealthy, those jobs didn't come. I remember, I was there, when Tim Keene, the deputy director of OBM, came before the Finance Committee and said, endorsing the TAP tax and Governor Taft's budget at the time would create, quote, an army of new jobs. The governor continues to neglect Ohio's future, playing political games to irresponsibly ignore a potential Bureau of Workers' Compensation debt of nearly $900 million. Kasich is so intent on giving handouts to his wealthy friends, his politically connected friends, he's trying to mislead Ohioans into believing the state has a significant surplus when it does not and it will not. Local governments know that John Kasich has doubled down on cuts to fire and police by proposing more than $600 million in slashes to the local government funds since he took office. Those cuts do not go away. The governor's attack on police and fire, local governments, guarantees local tax levies will continue to rise well beyond the $1.1 billion voters have already had to support at the local level. And John Kasich's sales tax increase scheme arrogantly dictates to local governments new rules on levies that could prevent communities from making economic investments at home for years to come. Welcome any questions you may have.